Thanks for joining us for another episode of Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here at the News Forum where all voices matter. Let's continue to explore the changes happening in music as a result of generative artificial intelligence. My guest today is Francois Pachet. He is a composer, a scientist, and the former director of Spotify Creator Technology Research Lab. He joins us from Paris. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, Francois, maybe just tell our audience the current state of generative AI in the production of music.
Well, first of all, we are not in a very stable period. Things change almost every day. It's really hard to say when this going to be more like stabilized. But currently, generative AI, like in many other domains, reach performances which are really quite incredible especially the capacity to generate very convincing audio in many forms. And yes, this is quite spectacular. It raises a lot of issues, but it's not the end of the story. It's not because you can generate convincing or realist images or audio or text that you can generate interesting audio, videos, or images or text. And so we are there. The technology has been shown to be able to generate stuff which are really, honestly, a few years ago, no one would have imagined this would be possible. But now, the next questions are, hey, what are we going to do with this? How can we actually generate interesting stuff? That's the next step, I would say.
And interesting, and I guess popular. Do we have any idea yet whether the results can be popular in musical forms?
So here is the difference between Europe and the States, maybe, because really popularity and significance are quite different stuff. You can have very interesting or significant material, like books, I don't know, or music or art, which are not necessarily popular. So the two questions are really different, separated, I would say. So currently, yes, systems like Udio or Suno and many others, which are like prompt-based, they allow people who don't know anything about music to generate fully fledged songs, quite sophisticated songs from very simple prompts, or very simple or not so simple, but from text, let's say. And the songs which are generated are really sometimes quite good. Are they going to be popular? This is a complex question. For the moment, it's not the case, but why not? I would like to to push the question of are they not about popularity, but are you going to have like really incredible new compelling songs? That's less obvious for the moment.
It's less obvious. Okay, now that's fair enough. And there's also new applications. I was just reading the other day that in Korea, for instance, they are producing an AI version of a K-pop band because there's all these controversies and scandals involving individual K-pop artists. And they want to sort of get around that with getting the songs out there, but not dealing with some of the problems of human beings. Have you heard about that?
Yes, sure. So, and that's actually the main application of this AI is to imitate existing stuff, not by just copying, but by doing something that looks like, sounds like, which is indeed a way to circumvent some copyright issues. So imitation works great, really great. The question is more about creativity and pure invention, and where things are less clear currently.
Indeed. And are you happy with any of the results you've seen then, based on your personal exposure to this genre?
So I have two hats. My hat of, let's say, researcher in AI. I'm very happy. I'm not happy. I'm completely amazed by, again, things that we thought were not possible a few years ago. As a musician, I'm not happy because, I'm a child of the 60s, let's say 70s. Music at that time would change the lives of people. I'm talking about pop, the Beatles, of course, but bossa nova, whatever, all these incredible artists, the Bee Gees, you name it. I'm a big fan of Gino Vanelli, who is a Canadian artist, by the way. That was music that you could listen to for hours and days and months. So this, no, I didn't hear anything like this yet. Like music that I would say, hey, this is really something. I want to spend the whole night listening to this. No, I didn't hear this.
We're going to take a brief break. Francois, thank you for joining the program. We'll be back with you after these messages.